There's an unprecedented trend happening right now at the border. Border agents are setting illegal immigrants free without giving them official notice to appear in court. Instead, the migrants, the majority of whom don't speak English, are dropped off inside U.S. communities and provided a simple list of immigration and customs enforcement offices, then advised to report to one of them. Joining us to talk more about that in the border crisis and what appears to be becoming a common practice of catch and release is Sheriff Mark Lamb from Pinal County, Arizona. Sheriff, before we get to that issue, I see you sitting in the car right now. You're monitoring school buses. What's up with that? What's going on?
Yeah, we're putting a little PSA together to make sure that people in our community understand the rules as it relates to school buses, making sure that our kids get on and off those buses and into their schools safely. So we're putting that together today.
Okay, I like that. Keep the kids safe, keep everybody safe in the community. Good stuff. Kudos to you on that. Let's switch gears though now and talk about the border. Obviously, catch and release, we are hearing about it. You're probably seeing it. Give us more perspective on what's happening.
You know, catch and release has existed for a while. It was heavy under the Obama days. And since this administration's taken office, it's getting worse and worse every day. And now they're so overwhelmed with their horrible policies. They're so overwhelmed that they're just releasing people now without even court dates. I'm sure they're not getting tested for COVID. They're not taking any precautions there either. It's honestly a disaster, Karen.
And Sheriff Lamb, they're saying 50,000 of these illegal immigrants have just kind of been dropped off around border cities or anywhere else. We really don't know. But my question to you is, this is unsafe for American citizens because we don't know disease-wise, criminal history-wise, who is being let into our communities. But also, there's another side to this. How humane is this to do?
Well, it's not humane. Imagine going to some other country and having them just say, hey, good luck, and send you inland into that country. And that's what they're doing is this government is busing people and flying people to cities all over this country so that the American public doesn't realize what a disaster and crisis this is right away. But it's going to rear its ugly head over time with whether it's human trafficking, the fentanyl, the methamphetamines, the other drugs they're bringing in. That's what the American public's going to see in communities all across this country.
Locally, what are you seeing there in your community? And I ask this question in light of the fact that only about 13% of these people are actually showing up to some of these ICE offices as they're being asked to do. So in your community, what are you seeing in terms of people actually coming back? And then beyond that, the kinds of crimes or the kinds of situations that some of these people are finding themselves in?
Well, they don't come back. The crimes they're committing are, first of all, they're here in this country illegally. Let's not forget that that's a crime. But then they get involved in breaking into people's cars, houses. They just got dropped into a country. What are they supposed to do? Now a lot of these guys are trying to survive. But you had mentioned it. I think it was Jessica or Terrence mentioned. We don't even understand what kind of criminal backgrounds these folks have. We've caught convicted sex offenders. There are people that have been wanted for crimes such as homicide in other places that you catch. This is what we have filtering in throughout this country, and every American should be alarmed. And frankly, they talk about the root causes. How disrespectful to those other countries to insinuate that they're the problem. They're not dumb. They know that it's our policies that are failed, and that's what's causing this issue more than anything. It's a shame that Kamala Harris and these guys think they're so smart and smug and better than everybody else, that it's their fault, not ours.
And Sheriff Lamb, you just mentioned moments earlier that we have drugs coming across that border in waves, in tides right now. But a lot of people don't believe this, and I want you to speak on it really quickly because you're there firsthand. A lot of people believe that, we're just getting illegal migrants from Mexico, Central America. But the truth is, we're getting a lot of people and drugs from other countries. Is that not true?
Oh, absolutely. The drugs are pouring in like in unprecedented amounts right now. While the Border Patrol and ICE are dealing with all these families and unaccompanied minors that the cartel's pushing through to our ports, they're trafficking in dangerous drugs like methamphetamine and fentanyl. Just this morning, we had a girl here in our community, 16 years old, overdosed. They had to give her fentanyl. Luckily, she didn't die from it. This is something we're dealing with every day, and this is what other communities are dealing with every day. And last week, I was at a conference, National Interdiction Conference in Baltimore, where we were with guys from across this country who people over on highways and freeways, and they find trap doors, drug loads, money loads every single day. This impacts every community across this country. America needs to wake up. We, the sheriffs, we're doing what we can. We started Protect America Now, and you can check it out at protectamericanow.com. We are standing up for the people, against these bad policies, and for the rule of law.
Sheriff Lamb, this doesn't appear to just be an immigration crisis. It's also a public health issue. You probably heard of those border patrol agents in Texas. About at least six of them were diagnosed with COVID-19 as a result of probably dealing with some of those people crossing the border. How do you see this issue from a public health perspective?
Oh, it's definitely an issue. You've got a bunch of people, hundreds of thousands at least, coming across this border every day because of this administration's poor policies. And they're not testing them for COVID. They're not vaccinating these folks for COVID. And then they just send them into our communities. For example, they put these people up in hotels in Scottsdale. And those people that have tested positive for COVID, if they do, they're free to come and go as they please out of that hotel. I think I said hospital, but it's hotel. Okay. They're free to come and go as they please out of those hotels, which is a shame.
It's frightening as well. Just one last question before we let you go. Obviously, you're on the ground there. You're kind of at the epicenter of some of what's happening there on the border. What do you say to people who argue with you? And I'm sure you've probably heard it face to face. Oh, well, we're helping these people. We're being humanitarian by helping these people.
Well, I say, no, you're not. You know, if you truly do care about human beings, then you should absolutely care about border security, regardless of your politics, because the cartel is abusing people's rights and human beings on a daily basis. You know, they rape the women, they use the children as pawns, they extort the men, and that doesn't even begin to talk about the dangerous drugs that they bring into our communities that affect our family members and loved ones across this country. So no, it's not about that. We care. That's why we're down here fighting on the border, not only to protect America, but to protect those people from the cartels and the other people that would abuse them.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Sheriff Lamb. Always a great discussion with you, and stay safe out there.
Always good to talk to you.
Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Terrence.